Hi everyone, and welcome back to Within a Budget. Or if you're new here, welcome. I'm Paula. Today I'm going to share our meals of the week with you. I hope you've all had a lovely weekend and are feeling all rested and ready to start a new week. So I'm just going to jump straight on in and show you what we actually had last week for our meals. So on Monday we had just a really simple spaghetti carbonara. This meal, we used some of the leftover ham that we had from the gammon joint from last week. I also had some Pizza Express dough balls that I picked up reduced that were in the freezer. These I did in the air fryer. I'm only just getting the hang of that one. I think it's going to need a little bit more learning on my part. But yeah, this came out really well. I served it family style so that everybody can just sort of help themselves to as much or as little as they like. We've always sort of said in our household, you don't always have to take a massive amount to start with. Just take a little bit, see if you like it, and you are always welcome to go back for more. And it seems to encourage the children to try things, actually work out whether they like it or not, and then go back. So on Tuesday, I tried to do a little bit of a twist on toad in the hole. It didn't quite work out. I thought that the sausages were kind of the Yorkshire pudding, would actually like grow around the sausages, but as you can see, it kind of kicked them out of the pan. But it was absolutely fine because this still tasted really good. And we just had it with roast potatoes, sweet corn, and some red cabbage. There was plenty left over that people could have if they wanted any more, because as you can see, I've only put 2 on everybody's plate, but these were all gone by the end of our dinner. And we just had some gravy. On Wednesday, my apologies because I forgot to film, but we had a ham and cheese omelette, and then we had some chips on the side. This is just like a really simple dinner. They're really cheap to do as well. So I'm sorry I forgot to video this for you, but I'll hopefully do better next week. Right, and then moving on Thursday, I did one of our takes of lasagna. I think no matter how many times you make this meal, you kind of always change it. You use what's left in your fridge and things like that. And this week we had a courgette left, so I'll show you how I do it. So to start with, I'll just fry off the mincemeat, just sort of break it up. I never remove any of the fat when I'm cooking a lasagna. I just leave it all in there. And then I will add in our chopped up courgettes and onions and just sort of fry these until they go nice and soft. I don't leave the courgettes very large. I've kind of half them again, and they're just sort of little cubes really. So yeah, I just cook them until they're all nice and soft. And then I'd add just 1 can of chopped tomatoes. I don't tend to rinse this with water. I try and get out as much as I can out the can, but I don't add any extra water in this. And then I would just season it with a little bit of salt and pepper. You can always put a little bit more in later, because we always tend to try our meals as we're cooking them, and you almost learn whether you want a bit more salt or a bit more pepper. We add in 1 beef stock pot in this meal, and then I just kind of mix it around until that has completely dissolved. That is all that we do really. I've actually left this part in the video of me putting it together because, do you know what? Not everybody actually knows how to make a lasagna, and do you know what? We don't learn unless we are shown. So I thought I'd leave it in just in case it helps somebody. It might be silly in some people's eyes, but do you know what? Some people have not had somebody to show them how to do this, so I thought I would. We do put a little bit of grated cheese in each layer with this one as well. And you just kind of keep repeating yourself over and over until you've used up all of your ingredients really. I tend to put a little bit of grated cheddar on the top, but we also slice some tomatoes and put on the top, and then I'll give it a little sprinkle of oregano. So I say it's completely to our taste. It's not everybody's taste. I say I know that you'll just put in what you actually like of this one. But yeah, I kind of cook this in advance, and when we're ready to cook it, it goes in the oven for sort of 30 to 40 minutes at 180, and this is how it came out. I say my daughter actually went back and she had another bit from hers, because I've kind of quartered it and then I've given them half again, but the quarter is theirs if they want it, and I say she did, but there was another bit left over that my son didn't want to go back for that night. So yeah, that was our tea. On Friday we actually managed to use a lot of bits that were in the freezer. So I keep olives in the freezer because it's only actually my daughter that likes them, and they tend to go bad in the jar. They never seem to last that long. So yeah, I have emptied out all the juices and I've just frozen the olives, and I say she only has them out on pizza as and when she wants them. But this is a really good meal because I say everybody seems to love putting their own toppings on, and they can put as little as much as they want on there. And yeah, I think just giving your children a bit more choice about what they're actually eating helps them to eat a little bit more. Yeah, just I've seen a lot of videos lately saying about sort of fussy eaters, and I'm not going to put my 2 cents in because everybody's children are different and I completely understand that. But we, as our family, find that our children will eat more if they're given more choice about what they're actually allowed to eat, and sort of getting them involved a little bit more. I say I do sort of a lot more family style meals. So on Saturday, we actually had a really easy night tonight. I just used up some of the hot and spicy chicken that I got in an Aldi Too Good To Go box. That was something that I'd put in the freezer to sort of prolong it. But yeah, I just used a jar of the Tesco's chunky vegetable sauce. I had a little bit of passata left over from when we made our pizzas the night before, so I just put some of that in there as well, just to make the sauce go a little bit further. And this came out really well. Again, it's in the large pasta bowl that everybody just sort of helps themselves to. I had some Marks and Spencer's rolls in the freezer that I'd picked up when I'd seen them reduced a while ago, which we had just with some butter, and then we had a bowl of cheese that we could just sort of sprinkle on top. This one went down really well. On Sunday we had so many errands to do. In the morning we actually ended up picking up pasties from Tesco's, from their hot counter. It was much past, I think it was about 2 o'clock in the afternoon that we actually ended up having dinner. So to be honest, none of us really wanted a roast that day. So what we ended up doing was my daughter had the leftover pasta from the night before. My son just had beans and sausages on toast. I went back and had some Marmite on toast later, and my husband had a bowl of cereal. So I say some days it doesn't go perfect. The meal plans don't always work, but I say it gives you a guide, and I say you have to be flexible with some things, and Sunday was our day to be flexible. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I'd really love it if you could like or subscribe if you did enjoy, and I'll hopefully see you again. Thanks, bye.